One Page Weekly with Nick Slavik. Change. I'm sitting in one of my favorite places to hunt. It's a farm that is very reclusive, and I've been here kind of managing it for wilderness for years. Youngest son, Otto, is sitting right next to me, watching out while I catch up on work. Data plus feelings. It is said that average humans experience 5 to 7 major life changes for each decade of their life. The number one reason people resist change is the fear of the unknown. And only 10 to 20% of all people are considered true seekers of change or are largely tolerant to the fear of change. As I write this, I feel two things. Number one, hell yes. That's me. I live for change. Some would say I spend a lot of my time seeking it out. It energizes me and creates fuel for my freedom machine. The other thing, number two, the subtle feeling of loss. Maybe because something that I've known or something that has given me comfort is not there anymore. I inventory my personal and professional life and only find contradictions like this. I do not ever want my marriage to change or the culture of my painting business, but I do want my marketing strategy, my wild meat procurement strategy, and my knowledge of the human condition to only change. When it does change, the subtle feeling of loss swells. Then I feel melancholy, then nostalgia. If I wait long enough, I find a new comfort in the old images in my head and the stories I create around these images. Here are two very present examples of how I experience change. I spent the last week on a semi-remote island in the Gulf of Mexico. I've occasioned here for 15 years with my family. It's our special place. We've watched our family triple in size since we started seeking solace there. In the same time, we've watched homes being built, homes being leveled by hurricanes, and the complete makeup of the beach and its wilderness transform again and again. It's sad that the red house with hand-painted mermaid on the chimney is not there anymore. Also gone, quite a few houses that once leaned over the Gulf of Mexico. 2/3 of the island is a nature preserve. It used to be nothing short of an odyssey to get from the inhabited part of the island to the opposite side. We used to have to drag jogging strollers, kid backpacks, provisions, and kids through chest-deep water to get around giant washed-up trees. Now, there's 100 feet or so of flat, soft sand between the jungle and the crystal-clear ocean, making the journey into nothing more than a leisurely stroll. These are the obvious memories, but my family has shared experiences so deep on this island that they are only for us, and maybe for my kids once they're older, and their kids. There's a subtle feeling of loss because something we once knew is not there anymore, but that turns to melancholy, then warm feelings of nostalgia. This week is youth deer hunting season in Minnesota. My oldest son is now of the age that he can hunt by himself. Not the kind of hunting where he shoots and I'm the guide. The kind where he walks off into the woods with a gun by himself. I watched him do this a few times over the last few days. 15 minutes ago, I walked him to the edge of the woods today, pointed out the stand and then shoved him off. He's taller than my wife now and almost as tall as me. But when he got 50 feet away, back turned, backdropped by the thick oak woods, and the sun creating a haze around him, he looked 4 years old again. In that 50 feet, he lost a decade. I gained one, or so it felt. Subtle loss. The satisfying melancholy, and then warm nostalgia. What for? Everything we've ever done together. I write this 12 inches from my younger son. In 2 years, I'll do the same for him. But for now, he's the shooter, and I'm the guide. This will make sense to the hunter dads out there. Totally cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason. They say that it starts with, pick up your feet, and ends with, call me when you get something, in reference to when you start to take your child out when they're only a few years old so they can experience the humility of nature that you feel. Then years later, you cast them off, hoping that you've trained them well. The islands change, so do our humans. We don't want them to initially, but are grateful when they eventually do. This has been One Page Weekly with Nick Slavik.